Dossel,
Yeah.
welcome to Ipswich Kart Club, bro. You've travelled all the way from Bundaberg. You're a Bundaberg Kart Club member. How awesome is it for you to come all the way down here to Ipswich to race against the competition?
Well, more people, obviously. Like, last Bundy meet, I got 4 competitors. Now I've got more people on my skill level, and I can actually battle with people. It's really fun.
You come here as a visitor, you're not in the running for a championship. If you were to cheer for someone on the sidelines, who would you be cheering for?
Um, Thomas.
Mr. Williams.
Mr.
You cheer
Williams.
for Mr. Williams.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Mr. Williams.
Can you tell me about your engine this weekend? Is it all motor? Like, have you got engine that's going to give you all motor, or do you think it's going to have to be out a little bit of the driver this weekend?
Oh, it's definitely out of the driver. It's never in the engine, really, for me.
And what are your thoughts on the new OTK for 2025?
Cheese grater.
All right, mate. So here now we have Mr. Number 35, now Mr. Two-time New South Wales State Championship, Tommy Williams. Tommy, first of all, congratulations on last weekend. How does it feel knowing that you're now a two-time state champion?
I'm not national, mate, but no, it feels good. Yeah, it just feels good. I didn't think I'd be up here, but hopefully we can probably do something in KA next year. So I don't know yet. See what happens. So
Do you think you'll make a move to tag next year, or you're happy to stay in restricted and just muck around with KA Senior?
I don't know. I don't know. Not 100% sure yet. Just with kart of everything. So, but yeah, it would be fun to race tag. I haven't driven a tag properly yet.
So what's your thoughts on the 2025 OTK design?
Well, the design, I'm not a big fan of it, but I reckon if you put a good sticky kit on it, it might be fine. But hopefully the kart will be a little bit different. I don't know. Even everything seems the same, but hopefully it's a little bit different.
What do you think looks like the best looking one out of all of them?
I'll say the Carlos Sainz.
It's a very, very good choice. I would agree. You come into this club championship as the leader in the point standings. Is the pressure on for you to deliver as much as your rivals?
For this championship, I don't know. We were thinking of just winging it and missing maybe a couple rounds, but we're at the top, so we might as well just do the last 2 and try and win it, hopefully. And more focus on Toowoomba though. Yeah.
As a member from Toowoomba who's come to Ipswich, how important is it for you to come here to Ipswich to race the competition? Because no disrespect to Toowoomba, Toowoomba's also a fantastic club. It's got some decent competition there, but it just misses a few numbers from what we do here at Ipswich. So how critical is it for you to come race here, which is pretty much the biggest kart club in Australia?
Look, Toowoomba can definitely be a good club. It is a great club. It's fun to race with. Everyone's nice.
Who do you think is going to win the World Championship?
Lando.
Any reasons why?
I don't know. 'Cause he's just got a better car.
You're not, because Oscar's going to carry him?
No, that's next year, mate. Next year.
Very well, very well.
Next year.
We'll see, we'll see. What do you think about Hamilton going to Ferrari?
It would be shocking. I would be surprised to see how he goes. So I think it'll be good.
Well, thank you, Mr. Number 35, Mr. Two-time New South Wales State Champion, Tommy Williams. Best of luck to you tomorrow.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, thank you. Here we are, the number 27, Mr. MC Jordan Manzano. Jordan, you've had a lot of mileage put in today testing. How was your day?
It was a good day. We experimented with multiple tyres and multiple different setup in the chassis. So some stuff worked, some stuff didn't, but we found a good time and confident that I got pretty decent pace for tomorrow.
You've actually had a massive jump in pace the last round. You made the upgrade, switch to the MXC rims finally compared to the standard MXJ rims. How big of an influence did that have on your driving?
It was pretty good. As I was saying before, we experimented with different setup with the kart, and that actually was with rims. Started off the day with MXJs, and then they didn't work too well. They were dropping off. The MXCs, they just last a bit longer. But in the cooler conditions at night, towards the end of the day, the MXJs actually weren't too bad and put out some pretty decent times.
What are your thoughts on the new OTK design for 2025?
I believe it's a pretty good design. The stickers are not good at all, especially the original Tony Kart ones. I quite like the Lando Norris kart stickers. They're not bad, but a custom sticker kit on any of the frames would look pretty good, I think.
You reckon the Carlos Sainz one might look like a bloody Batmobile?
Yeah.
Sick, bro. That's awesome. Well, best of luck for you tomorrow. Number 9, Kalen Mullins from Coolum Karts. Hello, bro. Welcome to Ipswich Kart Club.
Thank you.
You are currently sitting 6th in the standings right now. You're still within a mathematical chance to win the championship. Do you think it's possible?
Anything can happen, especially when Jack is on the track. You never know what's going to happen.
As I understand, this is your first year in two-stroke seniors, that's correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
How big of an impact has running with restricted light or just two-stroke racing in general made for you this season? You've actually had some really good results throughout the year. You've progressed really quickly compared to round 1, round 2. You've had an amazing, I think your last club championship, you had a finish as high as 6th place. How do you feel on the results? How do you look back on everything that you've achieved so far this year?
Yeah, it's been great. Coming into the year, I certainly didn't expect the results we've had. So it's been really good to get in, learnt a lot. Of course, it's a much more competitive class to what I've been usually racing. So it's been good, it's been fun, and it's been some good results.
How big of an impact has Coolum Karts as well as Munro had on your journey this year?
Jack's been very helpful, with the results and the performances he's had over the last few years. He's been great with advice, driving styles, setups, everything like that. Been very helpful.
And what are your thoughts on next year's OTK design?
No?
Where are you going to finish tomorrow, man?
Easy P2.
What is your dream chassis, like go-kart chassis?
Arrow.
The 6.2. I am also a very big fan of the 6.2. It is a very great go-kart to drive. I love it. Well, man, thank you very much for your time. Here I am with the number 18, two-time state championship winner Jack Munro. Welcome back to Ipswich Kart Club, bro. Looks like you missed out the last round. Where did you go?
I was in Sepang. I was running with Aston Martin Racing in the GT4 class. Unfortunately, I wasn't driving, but it was a very valuable experience, and hopefully we get some opportunities from that.
What sort of role did you play overseas over there?
I acted a little bit as a do-everything sort of driver assistant. So the driver there, the owner of the car, he likes things done a certain way, so it was important for him to be in the right headspace, and I was there to help with that.
Can you tell us a bit what went down last week at Port Macquarie?
I think everything that could have went wrong did go wrong. It's definitely one to forget, so I'll just be telling people that I didn't actually race that weekend. It's kind of just one of those things of when you're leading on that sort of surface and you've got back markers that kick mud up, it's really hard to stay in the lead, and then obviously things can go from bad to worse very quickly. So I'd say just one to forget there, but yeah.
Very much, I would agree. You come back here to the club sitting 4th in points. You're 60 points behind Mr. Vandenbroek. You're about 100 and something or so points behind Mr. Robbie Mortensen and Thomas Williams. Do you feel like you're still in the fight for a championship win or maybe just a top 3? You've clearly shown that you have probably the best pace out of anybody here in restricted the last few rounds, maybe the last 2 years running in restricted light. What's your take? Do you think you can still make a comeback?
I think it would need a lot to go wrong for Thomas and Rob to be able to make a comeback. I think top 3 is definitely on the table, but to be able to take the win would be, I'm looking at Thomas right now and he's got a grin on his face, so I think it would be pretty tough to come back and take it from him unless he had 2 shocking rounds.
You've actually recently had some influence over Robbie Mortensen. You've been sharing some data and some setup ideas with them. How has that relationship impacted with you and him, considering you are both, you're obviously friends on track, but you're also rivals in the same situation? So just...
I've always liked racing with Robbie. He's very very clean with me. He always is happy to work with me. I think he's one of the smarter racers for the longer ones. So if I can't win it, I'm happy for him to win it at the end of the day.
If there's one thing you could change in this sport and karting here in Australia, what would it be?
The tyre.
What about it?
I think it's too soft. I think anyone can get on it and be quick.
So you would prefer a harder tyre like the MG Reds?
I'd prefer the DFMs. Bring back Dunlop.
Thoughts on the new OTK design for 2025?
They have a wind tunnel. I think it's done like that for a reason.
You were seen today testing a Birrell chassis. What were your thoughts there?
It's definitely different. It's very different to every type of kart for me personally. I know a lot of other people get in them and they say certain things about them. For me, I wasn't able to find those characteristics of it being super pointy. I have no doubt that it's definitely there in the setup, and it was pretty quick on lap time. So that is yet to come. We'll see what we can do there.
What do you think of the kart club here in Ipswich? It's the biggest kart club in Australia. There's a lot of competition going on. Our numbers here average from like 200 plus to maybe 350 on a fantastic day that's packed. What's your opinions on the club now, and what do you think of the racing that happens here, and how does that impact to the average karter?
I think it's better racing here than anywhere else. It's clearly the biggest club in Australia for a reason. The track is technical. It, I think, plays a lot into my sort of driving style. The racing here is always fantastic. You get people come in and they're new, and it's kind of the best place for them to learn because it's ruthless. But certainly I feel most at home on this track.
What's your top 3 predictions for the podium tomorrow, and where do you think you'll end up?
I think I'd be putting too much doubt into myself if I said I couldn't win. I think I've got just as good a shot as winning as anyone else. So my ideal podium would be me, and I'd probably want to share it with Riley and Rob.
Very well. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Munro. Thank you for your time. I will see you tomorrow.
All right. I am now taking charge of the interviews here. I've got Riley, channel owner, head producer and director here, and he is now the interviewee. So I've got a few questions I would like to ask Riley, considering no one likes to ask him questions. So my first question would be, if you could have any one of your competitors to be your mechanic, who would it be?
I think out of the few of us, Darcy and Thomas happen to drive OTK products. Mr. Munro has also driven an OTK product, but he's also the quickest on circuit. So, but recently a lot of my setup influence has been through Tommy, and a little bit has been through Jack in the past. So I think at the end of the day, I'd have to go. I think I'd have to pick Mr. Munro for that one.
Wow, I'm honoured. I'm pleased that you think so much of me on the tools. Now, for tomorrow, have you got high expectations on yourself? Do you think you're going to go well?
Of course, man. I think all season long I've come here, I've had the expectation to at least be minimum top 3. I mean, to be top 5 is below, but not as bad, because I know how big the competition has been here all year. I think the minimum expectation for me tomorrow is a top 3, considering also too I just had a rebuild and come back from the shop after a hideous weekend at Port Macquarie. So, yeah, I'd say the expectation for me is to deliver tomorrow.
Excellent. I hope to see you out there. I think we'd be pretty much done here with Riley. He tends to be the one with all the questions, so we'll get him back asking a few of the other competitors. Thank you so much.
Here I am now, number 21 from Coolum Karts, Darcy Briggs. Darcy, welcome to Ipswich Kart Club. You currently also sit within a chance of winning the championship. You are 5th, correct?
Yeah.
Do you think you can make a comeback, and how important is it for you to deliver in order to stay within the fight?
No, the comeback is not on. I'm on used tyres this weekend, and there's no chance of catching the top 4. I don't think they're too good for me.
Do you have, what would be your most minimum expectation for this weekend?
Top 10, realistically.
What is your opinion on next year's OTK design?
I don't like it. I'm going to stick with my OTK, to be honest.
How big of an impact has Coolum Karts and Jack Munro made on your driving style?
Huge, actually. We wouldn't be anywhere without them. So they've definitely helped us throughout me and my brother's driving career.
And much like Kalen Mullins, this is also your first year in two-stroke seniors, that's correct?
Yes, that's correct.
How do you love it here in restricted light?
It's so fun. The competition's great, and it's great to be driving a lot faster than four strokes.
What is your top 3 podium prediction tomorrow?
Obviously, Mr. Munro for first because he's just a sweat. Probably Thomas for second, and
preparing for it.
between Robbie and Riley for third.
Thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you.
I'll interview throughout tomorrow,
Yes.
and we will, we'll conclude our interviews there. This is it. I don't know how to sign off on this. What do I say?
Just say, see you later.
Over and out. This is Riley Van Burke. I'm going to go type on an axle now.
Round 2. That concludes all of the interviews done here tonight at Ipswich Kart Club on the Friday evening. Tomorrow is Saturday, race day. We race the penultimate round of the Kart Club here in Ipswich. So, signing off now. Good night.
slow move on 4th position. Sneaky move there was on Robert Mortensen. So now Mortensen getting slotted back to 5th as Munro moves up into 4th. Checkered flag in style. The Supercut of Billy Whittaker.
Tommy, Heat 1, how'd you go? Your thoughts?
Not too bad, not the best, not the greatest, but yeah, hopefully we can improve for the next heat, so gotta fight our way through.
How was your kart handling the first race?
I had way too much grip and just boggy out of the turns. Not the greatest, but I think definitely fix it. So
good start to the day, nonetheless.
Yeah, no, good start. Definitely, probably a good start for the feature and heat 3. So
okay. Jack, first race didn't really go too well for you, but you managed to pull back to 3rd in the end. Can you tell us what happened?
It's just one of those things, right? I mean, when you're starting out of place in a random grid, it's always a bit of a rush to go through. I probably took some risks I shouldn't have, which ended up costing me. I think I went back to like 9th or 10th at one point. So I was glad to get it back to 3rd. Good points, and hopefully in Heat 2 we can build up.
And you managed to finish with the fastest lap. Was that a good consolation to the finish you had?
Yeah, it's good. I think we got 4/10 on the rest, so it should be good come the final. Hopefully we can look after the tyre and keep doing those sorts of laps.
How was the condition of the kart after the accident?
It was just a side pod bar, but everything else was straight, so all good.
And what was your take on the start of that heat there? It looked a bit messy, a little bit up the front, and a few of the others weren't really too pleased about it. Maybe some pushing from behind, maybe further back in the field. Just your thoughts.
Oh, mate, I mean, I can see myself and there are a few other karts as well getting the rear tyres in the air. There was that much pushing going on, but that's what happens when we do a start at 1.5 kilometres an hour.
All right, thank you for your time, buddy.
No worries.
Welcome Saturday. This is Ken Munro, head of Cool Karts. Ken, good morning.
Good morning.
You got a pretty big, decent setup with some good drivers here, both experienced and new. Can you tell us what you guys are doing actually?
Yeah, so we started out actually with mainly 4-stroke up at Gorilla Track, and then obviously Jack had done a bit of 2-stroke before, so he changed back to 2-stroke, and then gradually the guys, as they got faster in 4SS, we take the next step. So yeah, some have moved into junior, KA3 junior, and the rest are in championship.
So, and as far as like inside the shop, what do you guys do? Just engines or kart builds, or like Jack's obviously the driver coach for the team. And I guess what's it like having a father-son business?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, really. Jack does well, so it makes it look like I know what I'm doing. Yeah, so we're mainly like part sales and repairs and prep parts. So yeah, pretty much full service.
Out of the two of you, who probably does the most work on Jack's kart? Is it you or Jack himself?
Jack does pretty much nearly all the work at the race meet, but because he lives in Brisbane with nowhere to store the kart, I do the work on it between race meets and get it ready to come to a race meet.
You got a good fair line of junior drivers coming up to seniors. Will the Stratfords be joining the senior groups next year, and where will they go?
Yeah, and Henry will be jumping in. Charlie's had a bit of a break from karting, so he's concentrating on his golf career. Henry will move to seniors from November onwards, and probably in KA3 senior, he'll have to go at the last race meet in reverse direction.
Very good. If there was one thing in karting you would like to change, what would it be?
That's a really, really good question.
Controversial too.
Controversial too. 4 strokes, I would definitely change the tyre. The tyre they're on's way too grippy now for 4 strokes, and it doesn't teach them to drive as good as what the old Vega tyre used to. In 2 strokes, I think the tyre is well matched to the karts, so that's pretty good. Obviously, if I could change anything as an overall view of karting, it would be to try and get more volunteers and officials, because I know the clubs struggle with that.
And one last question about Kalula Coast Kart Club. Do you have any idea? Actually, I might not ask that bit.
You're free to, because we've got that all sorted on the committee. Yep.
Still rolling? So you're a member of the Kalula Coast Kart Club committee. I'm a huge fan of that track. I'm wishing it to be open as soon as possible, much like probably a lot of other people are. Can you give us any comment as to how preparations and things are going there?
Yeah, so really, really well finally. It's been a pretty tumultuous year getting it sorted. A lot more work than what we had envisaged. We had to get extra grants to complete that work, so that was a big delay. But now the first layer is actually going down later this week. As 3 layers have to go. And so it will be completed, we believe, around mid-November. And then it has to sit for probably about 8 weeks before it gets karts on it. So we'll be looking at obviously kicking off for practice and everything in January, and then the first race meet February. Got a new control tower up there, which is really, really nice, and a new scales area, and yeah, that's an awesome track.
Oh man, thanks for that. I look forward to it. I love being there. I miss the track, so I look forward to it. Thank you for your time, man.
Thanks, Rob.
This time at Jack Dozzle, though, up the front row with Nicholas Zinman. Dean Velikite is there with Robert Mortison. Lights are on red. When they go out, we know what happens. It is pedal to the metal, flat out. We are racing. Heat number 2.
goes Hamilton!
Not much of a passing opportunity here. This time down the back straight, there comes Munro. Bellicott trying to hold on. Inside, gets the job done. So nice move on the inside for Jack Munro. Robert Morrison trying to sneak past as well, but couldn't quite do so. What a finish, what a drive for Jack Dossel, your race winner. And Munro punches the air for over join us as he comes home for second.
Derek, welcome to Ipswich Kart Club. What are you up to this weekend?
Oh, thanks for having me, Riley. Well, what I always do, fix go-karts. Just got a bit of an arrow problem here. Would you believe, the $5 parts failed and we're spraying brake fluid everywhere.
Yeah.
So we take that over, get spares, put it back together and go and dominate it out on track.
How do you think the championship's shaping up in restricted light right now?
Well, I can't confirm or deny, but I think Riley Vanderbroek is going to be moving forwards today. I watched his pace earlier. He was impressive. This is some of the best driving Riley's done all year. I'm super stoked for him. He has a lot of troubles out here just with other karts on track, and I thought in that heat race he really moved forwards. He showed some of his maturity.
What about the other two drivers? We've got Thomas, who's had a stellar year. He's had some really great races. He's just won a state championship. And then you've also got Jordan Menzano, who's also recently improved a mass amount of performance.
Yeah, Menzano's obviously shown good form. I work with him a lot, so I watch him progress every week. Small incremental gains. It's no different than anyone else, just practice, practice, practice. Tommy Williams is already at the front. It's great to help him and coach and mentor him, but he's already winning anyway, so I don't really have much to do with them. They're kind of set and forget his dad's a great mechanic. I think he's going to go on to win the championship if he's not winning it already, just because his form is so good. He got second in that one. He's basically just got to bring it home now clean, and he should wrap it up today.
What's your thoughts on the new design for the new OTK in 2025? It looks quite technical in terms of aero. They've obviously got a wind tunnel in their factory. Birrell have also today just come out with something new, but what are your thoughts on the new design of the OTK?
Oh, look, they're always trying to move the kart forward. The kart, I mean, obviously Riley's driving one, Tom, Manzano, they've all got it. The only ones that don't is Jack. He's still in the sort of FAKR product. He's going great too. But realistically, it comes down to the drivers. The new kart's going to be awesome. The old kart is questionable, like some of the guys are not loving it as much, but the new one will breathe the least of life into it. You'll see more people getting to the OTK next year, and then they'll just start winning more races, and yeah, it'll be back to situation normal.
And what is your top 3 prediction today of line?
Munro, I think, will win it. He's looking too quick already. He's got 4/10 on the guys. Riley, he's going to be on the podium, hopefully second, but it could be third depending on what Tommy, if he tunes his card up. He was definitely off pace. And then the wild card, Billy. Billy Whittaker drove home strong. He had pace. Caught and passed the leader, Tommy. But he's still 3/4 off Munro. That 4/10 is hard to bridge with that guy. He's super quick.
And last question, when's the next time we will see you race again? You raced earlier this year. When do you think we'll see you in a race again?
So Dr. Power is a one-race wonder. I only race once a year. That's my race for this year. I'll come out again next year maybe for a rematch with Riley, but only if he puts me on YouTube.
Alrighty, thanks mate.
For this heat number 3, lights out and away we go as they head their way into turns 1 and 2. A great start indeed there for the 18 kart of Jack Munro. Mortensen will slot into position. He quickly fights back the lead actually, so great job for Robert Mortensen as he had the inside into pit corner and snatched it back. As they work their way up to Video Pro for the first time. Talking about Video Pro, corner inside. Goes the 18 car of Jack Munro, and they head their way down. It's like a drag race in the Autobahn hairpin. And Morrison will just have to shuffle back to the second. They head their way down the back straight. And let's see if Robert can quickly snatch it back. At this stage, he just sits right on the back bumper. working!
So here I am with the number 17, my best mate, Robbie Mortensen. Robbie, you've had a stellar day today. You've actually toughed it out with the conditions. You've definitely been on pace, but you've also struggled a bit with all the aero wash and some of the other karts in front of you. Can you tell us how you're handling the conditions today?
Well, first race in, made a heap of passing moves, so that's all I really cared about, just cutting through the field. Second race, same thing, cutting through the field, but I got stuck behind Dean, and the aero wash from him was, just giving me tons of understeer, and like if I was going to put a move, it probably would have, not been on, so I just kind of stayed there. But Munro's kind of eaten us all alive today. Race 3, started second beside Jack, and we both had a great start. I got him on the inside of turn 3, but that was short-lived. And then we just kind of stayed behind each other and didn't really change positions for the whole rest of the race, really. So had a good day. So make some changes for the final, and hopefully, just gain that extra little bit I need to get Jack.
You reckon, do you have anything for Jack in the final, Munro in the final?
Oh, he's in a league of his own. I'll try my best, but yeah.
One question I've been wanting to ask you is that lately, I asked him the same thing. He's been sharing setup and data with you. How has that made an impact on your driving as of late?
I still can't beat him, so there's your answer.
But you still try?
I'll always try. Yeah, we'll always have a go.
What is your opinion on next year's Tony Kart design?
Either get a custom Wolverine suit or custom Captain America suit.
For the Cosmic?
For the Cosmics.
And the Wolverine for which one?
The Tony Kart, because it just looks like Wolverine's been at the NASA panel, but you can't go past the Captain America for the Cosmic.
Where do you think you're going to end up in this final?
Well, judging on pace and the lap times, we're all doing the same times. I think all the way to 9th, we're literally the same time. So I think track position is really important on a day like today when we're so close. And if I can just keep it on track, hopefully I've got the pace to get on the podium. And, if the heavens align, I'll make a move on Jack.
And you did sit second in points coming into this championship, but given the fact that you've actually been ahead of Thomas today, you guys have probably got like nothing between you left in terms of points. How do you view this championship against you and Thomas with basically only the final today to go, and then you've still got the last round next month?
Yeah, well, it's pretty tight. There's like nothing in it. I think it's like 4 points, whatever it is, like right now. And you go a whole year and it's 4 points. That's pretty exciting racing. When you go for a whole year and you're that close. But today, if I can beat him, it gives you that little buffer. But it's only minuscule points when you're that close, so it's not really going to change too much.
And final question, how do you feel about the club here at Ipswich?
The live streaming, amazing. The best thing this club's done. I just love it. You got a totem pole, it shows the fastest lap, the commentators screaming at people's names. It's really great. You feel like you're a superstar.
If there's one thing to karting you could add, what would it be and why?
Drop downs every round. It just gets rid of the heroes. Not that there's that many in our class, but yeah, that's probably one thing I'd change.
That's a good answer, my man. All right, thank you for your time, man. Best of luck to you in the final.
Thanks so much.
And for the rest of the championship. Yeah, thanks, bro.
Hopefully you get some carving through the field moments in this next race. So.
Well, it hasn't been a good day for me so far, but I got the final left to do, and that's all I can do. So I've made some changes myself, and that's all I can really do.
Send it, mate.
Here with the number 54 from Bundaberg Kart Club, the Bundy Bandit himself, Mr. Jack Dozel. Jack, how have you been doing today?
Heat 1, I kind of started last and made my way back up to top 10. Heat 2, I started pole, finished P1. Heat 3, a bit of understeer, but I reckon we can get on top of that and get to the podium.
Do you reckon that understeer is due to the mass amounts of aero wash that we're experiencing today? There's quite a fair amount of drivers complaining of the same issue, at least in our class, and maybe a few of the other guys in some of the other restricted categories. Your thoughts?
Oh, I think it's, everyone, it's the aero wash. We made a change, and hopefully that change can bring us to the front.
Where do you think you'll end up in this final?
Ideally, top 3, well, top 5 if I'm lucky.
What will you take away from today's race meet?
I don't need a good engine to finish top 10.
Well, that's for sure. And one final question, if there's anything you would add to karting, what would it be and why?
Probably helmet cams, because we're not allowed to do that apparently.
So inbuilt cam boxes or just
On the top, anywhere. Any cam.
not inside the helmet, under the visor, like F1 style?
Yeah, something like that, but also like how you're allowed it on top. Not allowed it on top sometimes. I've seen some people get in trouble for that, but that'd be pretty sick to add.
Fair enough, man. Well, thank you very much and good luck for the final. Here with the who's usually the number 21, but today he's picked 24, Darcy Briggs. Darcy, you've actually done not so bad today regarding that you are probably the only front runner here with not new tyres. Can you tell us about that?
Just couldn't be bothered putting on new tyres and just see how we go. I'm not in the running for the championship for the win, so just see how we went. And so far, 3-6 places, so not too bad.
So you're just chatting it basically?
Yeah, pretty much.
Where would you like to finish this final in, realistically?
Well, non-realistically would be like 3rd, but realistically 6th would still be really good with old tyres, so I'd be happy.
How else have you been going performance-wise? Like, has the aero wash affected you, or are you just driving out there as best you can?
The aero wash definitely affects everyone, depending on how close you are to them, but I've been able to maintain my steering and keeping it under control, so I'm still trying to, drive to the best of my ability.
Yeah. Check out this goofball behind.
This guy, put the video on him, put the camera to him. The one on
If you could add one thing to karting here in Australia, what would it be and why?
Specific classes for specific motors at club day, so Rotax have Rotaxes or Vortexes in their own class so that you don't have the discrepancy in motors.
So you would do away with tag and just sort of leave each engines as a spec series run?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I think I may have asked you this last night, but what do you think of the racing here at Ipswich Kart Club?
It's phenomenal. Everyone just seems to be so much faster than me, unfortunately, but it's all clean and everyone respects each other, except for these monkeys over here. But yeah, it's really good. I really enjoy it.
All right, well, thank you very much, man. Have a good final. Wish you the best of luck. Yeah, all right. Here we are with the number 15 of Jake Sislowski, or otherwise known as CZ. Jake, you've had a good day today. Can you tell us more how you've gone?
Last heat was good. Heat one's forgotten about. Bent axle off the start, through a chain, lap 2.
You've actually recently swapped from a KR to an OTK halfway through the year, and you seem to have actually picked up some success here back in restricted. Like last year you were driving an Energy, then you swapped to Adapt toward the end of last year. Now you're driving an OTK. How do you rank the 3 brands of karts you've driven in the last year on the same tyre, and how has the OTK made an impact on you?
Oh, I'm going to say Energy takes the cake at Toowoomba. I don't think I've ever driven anything as good as the Energy at Toowoomba. The KRs, you jump in them straight away and they're quick. You can't really fault them, but I'm sure everyone knows the chassis don't quite last unless you really know what you're doing. We went to the OTK because Brocky, Talk Karting, shout out, is dealing with them. And took a bit of getting used to, but we've had some good success. It's very different driving style to the KRs, but we've seemed to get it work, and about where I was with the KR.
What are your thoughts on next year's design for the Tony Kart?
I just hope it gets rid of aero wash. This weekend's a bit of pain. Look, the looks, people have their opinions on the looks, but I think it might look better in person. Because when the hot dog nose cones were announced on these current models, I didn't really like them, but now they're growing on me. I think the brakes are a good design with the air-cooled element, because in like the long 20-25 lap races, you won't cook your brakes. Not that I've had a problem, but maybe overseas where they're flat most of the track and then one braking zone, they have a problem. But other than that, I think next year's going to be a good year with the new barrel and all that announced as well.
Yeah. So how are you handling all the aero wash out there?
I find you just got to get past people as quick as you can, especially the taller guys. I'm not going to say names, but they create a lot of drag when you're behind them. But like when I got past him, my water temps dropped like 4 degrees and it was a different go-kart, so it's pretty bad out there. But I think it's becoming more of a common problem with everyone wanting to go faster on these grippier tyres. The past few years since making the switch to the LH03s, the times have been getting quicker and quicker and quicker, and everyone's trying to find that last bit of pace, and I think it's really becoming noticeable now. Aero wash when you're trying to find that last half a tenth or a tenth.
Tell us where you're starting and where do you think you'll finish?
I don't know, I haven't checked the grids. I think it's P11, but I'm just going to send it up the inside and make my way over in turn 3, take out half the field and get a podium.
And one final question, actually 2 final questions, sorry. If you were to add one thing to go-karting here in Australia, what would it be and why?
Better junior classes. KA2s blow up all the time. The junior lights and junior heavies, there's such a difference between them now. I think KA4 and KA3 were a good thing. This junior light and junior heavy, I don't really like it, because most of the kids are in lights, and the kids who can make it to heavies are running 2 classes, and it defeats the purpose of separating them. And we all know KA2s have a problem, so maybe like a junior X30 or something like that would be pretty good.
Like a new SPKS?
Yeah.
And final question for reals this time. The club here in Ipswich is incredible. It's big. It's probably it's biggest in Australia. What's your opinion on the club here in Ipswich?
Oh, it's a great club. We get good numbers. Like, if you can win here at Ipswich, you can win anywhere. It's like, if you go somewhere, there's always Ipswich runners at the front who are in your class. And, you know, if you're competitive with them at Ipswich, you can be competitive with them everywhere.
Thanks for your time, man. Best of luck to the final.
Thank you.
And might even interview after the race. Who knows?
Yep, when I'm on the podium. I'm going to kill myself.
Wait for the green light!
Hitting this track now was Tag Restricted Light for their final. The question is, can they catch Jack Monroe, kart number 18? He's got Robin Mortensen alongside him. It's going to be a great tussle, this one. This is a great category if you're a senior driver. This is a great category to get, this is how you will start your karting career. contact. There it is. And what a shame. 3. We've got 4 karts coming together in the middle of the circuit. It's always a great passing opportunity. And we've lost 2, and I think one of them there is the 54 kart out of contention. Stuck in the middle of the circuit, and we've got a full caution yellow. Full caution yellow as the drivers there will have to slow down.
I couldn't see because of the sun until like I come around the corner and like I've seen you first, and then all I can see is one car up on top, Thomas, and then Dean's on like the corner, like on the edge of the track. I don't think Thomas is. No, Dean's the same. I said I'd DNF, I DNF. I've actually run over Thomas on this one. I've actually got steer. So do I.
Drivers formed up, ready to rumble. Lights are on standby. Looks like we've got the green flag to set the start for this one. And away we go. The final of Take Restricted Light is back underway. Jack Munro can really switch the tyres on early, can't he? He just opens up a gap quite quickly, and here it is, inside, slides the kart under brakes. It is Billy Whittaker, who now moves up in the second position. Robert Morrison, can he fight back? He'll have the momentum, but at this stage, Whittaker, well, here comes Morrison inside, yes! Gets it done, what a fight back for Robert Morrison, back up in the second. And while this is happening, this is bringing the 24 kart of Darcy Briggs. He's joining the action to make it a three-way battle, and it's all happening for second position. They head their way down into the speed bowl. 2 laps remaining as they climb their way up to Video Pro Corner. Another great passing opportunity here, but at the moment, it is the 4 kart of Billy Whittaker sitting right on the tail of Robert Morrison. They will work their way back onto this long back straightaway. You can just see him ducking over the wheel. You can pick up about 100 RPM, and that might be enough to get past on the inside. Yes, it is. And now Billy Whittaker goes back in the second. They head their way through that right-hander. They're flat out through that corner, and they will roar their way past the start-finish line. Keep an eye at the 24 Kart. Can he now find a way past Robert Mortensen? Because not too far behind the 24 Kart is Riley Vanderbroek. They head their way through the quick right and left chicane. Next time around, they're going to see the last lap ball. Third position. They will come onto the back straight for the last time. Look at this. It is Darcy Briggs leaning over the wheel. He's not quite close enough here as they will work their way through Howard Concrete Corner. That was the last big passing opportunity. Your winner is the 18 Kart of Jack Munro. Second place, Billy Whittaker. Third position, Robert Mortensen. Darcy Briggs coming home for fourth. Riley Vanderbroek in fifth. Jack Kozolski then coming home in sixth. And Jordan Manzano seventh. What a finish that was for Tag Restricted Light. Plenty of action indeed, and a great win today for Jack Munro.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
Kart number 18, Jack Munro.
Robert Mortensen, P3 finish today. Congratulations. Lovely trophy, by the way. How did you go on the final, man? Looked like an absolute ripper start for you, and then we had the red flag, and then obviously you had a big battle with Billy James for P2, whilst Munro ran away with it, and even Darcy Briggs was close behind with me catching as well. Tell us what were your full thoughts through that entire race.
The start was pretty good. I just tucked in behind Jack, and I just wanted to just slot in with no one else getting in front, and then we just kind of gapped the Billy James behind us, and it was Jack pulled away, so we were just kind of doing our own little race, and then we had a red flag due to a bit of carnage up Video Pro, and we all bunched up, pulled in, and then on the restart, it's like my tyres weren't that turned on, performing, or the kart wasn't great, one of the two, or me. And then I was kind of thrusting Jack down the straight here because I wanted to get a great jump, and
keep it PG, buddy.
Yeah. So yeah, we just kind of did a single file restart. Billy James was putting the pressure on. He threw a move because I had a bit of a gap to him before the red flag, and because I was so close in the restart, he threw a move up the back straight into the final corner. And then I got him back here on turn one, and went round again, and then couple to go, he's done the same thing and made it stick in the same corner, and then just kind of tucked into the third, and then we had old Darcy putting the pressure on for the last few laps and held it together. Had a good race. Well done to everyone else, and you had a heap of spots made, so good day for everyone.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations on your finish. Munro, P1 finish today. Winner of Restricted Light. Good return back here to Ipswich, not like Port Macquarie. You had the pace pretty settled down in the final. Did you feel any pressure from behind?
Oh, there's always pressure from Rob behind. You can always feel him there if he's anywhere near you. But no, it was good. Took a bit for the tyres to switch back on after the restart, the red flag. I am glad that the drivers seem to be okay. We haven't heard about the one that's gone careering over the fence or whatever happened there, but hopefully he's okay. So, no, not everyone had a great day, but yeah, it's just one of those things.
You now sit second in points after some of the mishaps, my mishaps of not driving well, and then also Thomas's mishaps. You sit, I think, 120 behind Rob, so there's still a round to go, but how do you think you can bounce back from this?
It's already looking better than I was expecting. I mean, obviously very hard for Thomas to go through what he's had to go through, but Rob, I think, is going to be untouchable for the rest of the championship. 120 points is massive, and he's not slow. So I think unless something terrible happens to Rob in the last race, I think he'll walk away with it.
Very well said. Capri Cup, the next round, reverse direction, I believe. Is that challenge going to phase you at all, or no?
No, I quite like that direction. Just a little bit more interesting, a little bit more technical in a lot of ways. Still the same tough track, but now no one really knows what they're doing, so it just makes it more fun.
Well, thank you for your time and congratulations on the win once again. Look forward to racing you next round. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right. So, Jordan, P7 finished today.
Yep.
You had this is probably your best result here, yeah?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
What were your thoughts on today's events?
Well, we struggled a bit today. Struggled to find pace yesterday, but we made the most of it and we stuck in there. I was quite lucky to avoid incidents that caused the red flag in the final, and that put us in a good position for the restart. Lost a couple positions on the restart, but yeah, that's racing.
Did the error wash have much effect on your driving today?
I didn't feel an insane difference, but yeah, it probably did. A few times I was trailing behind other karts and then clearing them helped out, especially you.
Last round, the last club round here, today's club round here, you've had some decent success, both being in top 10. This is as high of a finish as you've scored here. You've also had some massive improvements from Mr. Derek Jones, Dr. Power from Power Republic. How has that influenced you?
Well, Des is he always helps me out. Trackside support, always giving us the best advice. So that's helped a lot. Helped me progress quite quickly, given that I only started karting at the start of last year. So, and lately it's really stepped up, as you mentioned, top 10 finishes quite in the last two club rounds. So yeah, it has helped. Yeah.
How did it feel to go wheel to wheel with your teammate today?
It obviously annoys me a bit to lose a position, regardless of who it is. But you were faster than me, so you overtook me. I would have done the same thing being in your position.
Honoured to say that you were faster than me when you were actually quicker than me on most of the occasion for the day. So, but yeah, just that final was quite a good, good ending for me. But I think it was good, clean racing, good, clean overtake in the end. So, yeah, thank you for your time and thanks for racing today.
Thank you.
And look forward to more steady progress from you in the future.
Thank you.
Number 15, Mr. Jake Sislowski, otherwise known as CZ. Hell of a end of the day, man. You actually came pretty close to being entangled in that incident in the final. How did you avoid that?
I probably shouldn't say it, but foot to the floor. No, I did try to back off.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
And then I saw they were coming in closer. Dean was going for the move, so I followed Dean, thinking he would get through, so I started gassing it. He didn't quite get through, so I then backed off a bit, and then another gap kind of opened. But I will say I did do a bit of pushing, but there was nothing I could really do about it.
What was going through your mind on that restart there with 5 to go?
Well, I bogged off the line. You pulled away from me. Got bombed by a kid. I struggled a bit. Then fought back and almost got back on the back of you again in that battle for second, I think it was.
No,
fifth. No, fifth, but the guys in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
Up to second, I think. But the DNF killed me at the start, starting back in 11th, and not enough points to get back up in the top 10. But fought my way through, and it went pretty good.
But yeah, the setup progress you made today, that was a step forward for the conditions in the future.
Oh, it was kind of my baseline, but it was working. Had to make a bit of changes. It was a bit of an odd track. Some stuff we tried out that we never thought we'd really do before, and seemed to work, I guess. So just sending it.
Can we expect to see you in restricted light again for next year and to attend the Capri Cup final round in a month's time?
Sure can. It'll be fun meet. I'm not sure if it's part of the championship though, is it?
It is part of the
It is part of the championship.
Last round for the year.
Yeah, right. It'll be sick to do. New track. I think
Reverse direction.
I've never done that before, so it'll be good to get used to.
I haven't done it in 3 years. Man, I'll let you go because you look like you got to get out of here, but thanks for a good race this weekend, and yeah.
Catch you next round.
My turn now.
Welcome, Riley. I'm back interviewing you again. So you get to be the interviewee for 2 times now in your video, I believe.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That's okay. Top 5, how's it feel?
Given where I was for half the day, Heat 2, Heat 3, I'm actually quite, in a way I'm pleased, but in a way I'm disappointed it wasn't top 3. I think my setup was just completely off the whole day after Heat 1, and that ultimately cost me. The repairs to the kart that Parapublic did across the week after Port Macquarie were good. I think top 5, like, I'm happy with it, but I'm not pleased. It should have been better today.
Now you say you could have been top 3. Do you think that's on the cards for the next round here going backwards?
Well, that's what I'm going to have to do in order to secure it. I think if my points calculation is right, it's probably down to maybe a single point or maybe less than 10 between me and Thomas. It sucks for what happened to him. It's not nice to lose or win a championship that way, regardless of who is in which role. But that you know, things happen in racing. People fight and break their and that's that.
Yeah, so you mentioned that after the race that you're going to be doing straight cardio before the next round. Is that a weight concern? Is that something we're going to see next year?
Oh, for sure, man. Like, I think, you know, all year I've probably been the heaviest guy in this running in this class with no added lead weight or any added ballast of any kind. You know, start of the year I was like 5 kilo over, and across the year I've been 3, 2. Last round I was 1. Today I'm back to, you know, being 2.2 over the weight, which is not bad. I mean, I'd imagine most other karters would like to come in and a kilo overweight, which would be ideal because I don't think there's much chasing it in like less than that. It'd be ridiculous. But I think the thing with me running as heavy as I've been is because of the no extra added ballast that I can add on to. I got no decent balance through the kart, where I've tested in karts from masters and medium drivers, and the karts are really balanced with me in it there, and you know, I can set a decent lap time the same as them, so it's probably not going to be long until I'm either doing restricted medium next year or open heavies.
Wow, big call there. I would upset the YouTube channel quite a lot, I'd imagine. Could be interesting though. Well done today, Riley. Top 5 is nothing to be ashamed of.
No, thank you, man.
I look forward to racing you next round.
And to end, I'll end this off.
Yeah, there you go.
So that now concludes all of the interviews done here at Ipswich Kart Club on Saturday. It concludes the racing, which was mostly clean. Unfortunately, there were some entanglements at the end there, which I'm hoping everybody is speedy recovery and everyone to have their karts all cleaned up and repaired come the next club round here. The final round, the Capri Cup of Ipswich Kart Club. Different track layout being in reverse and quite a big new challenge. So that's all from me here today, or tonight rather, as it's blacked out in the sky. That's all from me here today, guys, and I'd like to say thank you for watching, and goodbye racers, and keep on racing. Where's your trophy? All the shark fins. Like, what's your thoughts on? Hey, that light turned green. Did you see that?
Yeah, that one turned green.
Yeah, I know. That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
Cut that out, please.
Yeah, I will. I will. Who's next? Mini. Is it rolling? Here I am, number 9, Kaylin Mullins from Coolum Kart. I nearly said Cookham Karts. I'm like, what? That's terrible. Okay. I'll just look at that. Fuck. Coolum Karts. Here we are, the number 18. Let's get in the zone.
Keep that in.
So, yeah, well that's cool, man. That was response. We're gonna cut that out. How many memes do you think I'll be able to edit in this video?
Judging by the length of this interview, I'd say I've probably got like 5 or 6 coming my way personally.
That's how you answer the
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, laughing.
Yeah, I'm not laughing. Cut that bit out.
Yeah.
Everyone had a great day with this smile.
Is it still rolling?
Yeah, still
Okay,
rolling.
cool.
Yeah.
What are you doing in that jacket? Don't you have a Tony Kart one?
Oh, I just got the jacket. But I mean, I can.
Okay, that's better. Yeah. It'd be like one of those reversible bomber jackets where it's like one color on one side and the other color when you like flip it around. All right. Jake, you sure you don't want one? No. Alrighty.
Get in there. Come on, Can't just start filming him.
You don't have to if you don't want to. It's fine.
Sorry for the language there. Might need a beep on that one.
Cut that out. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not listening to your countdown. I'm just going to go when I want to go. Yeah, because I'm now the interviewer.
Is it recording?
But yeah, this is a great club. Better people. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm not. I want a straight face, bro.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer